Hello, welcome to Yoda Soda Creations podcast, where friends search for the business struggle with people to reasons.
Yep, another Sunday show. Well, I say another Sunday show. That was the original plan for last week as well, but then I had Saturday was freed up, so yeah. But yeah, back from KomoriCon. Ugh, been kind of barely coherent the last couple days. Like I have not been sleeping well. Like it was one of those weekends where it's like you try to go to sleep and you end up waking up like every hour or every other hour. Ugh. But like hopefully I should be able to manage tonight. So yeah, before I get into the recap, just gonna show off a bit of the major highlights of the souvenirs I picked up. So I actually got this nice new backpack. Wanted something a bit smaller scale, but I also like the design, so there's that. And then I added a few more members to my ever-growing legion of Pokemon plushies. Introducing Fenny. I actually found a Fennekin plush. Like, it wasn't even one that was on like a major display. It was actually in one of those storage totes that they keep down on the floor with all the extras. So it's like, wait, that's a Fennekin. Good sir, is that thing for sale? And if so, how much? Turns out it was only $25, so sold. But yeah, like, just like, oh, oh wow, Fennekin plush. Like, yeah, don't challenge her because whatever you can do, Fenny can do better. Uh, I don't normally name my plushies, but I couldn't resist that one. Also, hold on, need to check something out. Okay, just checking. And then, my Torchic Aria. Aria Blaziken. Okay, admittedly, not my favorite of the sirens, but I just couldn't resist the wordplay. Yeah, I actually got Aria here first because like, it doesn't look like anyone has a Fennekin, so it's like, I mean, Torchic's a second, a nice, what's the word? Consolation prize. But yeah, it's like, okay, they'll go along nicely with the Bulbasaur. But yeah, right before I got the Fennekin, it's like, how is it that they have a plush of Graveler and not one of the starters? They did actually have a Graveler plush. Okay, so change window. But yeah, those were the major souvenirs I picked up. I also did. Wild Bills was also in attendance this KomoriCon, so of course I paid the 21 bucks for the unlimited weekend refills. Because I mean, hey, I have the KomoriCon mug, not KomoriCon, BronyCon mug, and like I'm gonna get some use out of it. So yeah, the recap proper. So it all begins Friday morning. I wake up at 6 a.m. because I'm having my aunt drop me off at the hotel. Because like I mean, normally I'd have Carla take me, but it's like, eh, my aunt is closer and it's on the way to work anyway. So I stop on the way there. I stop off at Jack in the Box, get the 2 for $4.50 breakfast bagel deal, along with a couple 99-cent tacos and a iced coffee. You know, it's all good. It's like this is gonna be my main meal for the first half of the day. So I get to the hotel, I check in my bag because I can't actually get the room till about 3 o'clock, and I head over to the convention center. Now it's still early on, not much going on. Uh, let me get the guidebook app out. Like, what was I doing on Friday? Uh, like I said, it's been one of those weekends. But yeah, it's like I eventually get to the vendor's hall, poke around, and like I don't think I buy anything just yet. Like, but keeping an eye on stuff. Oh yeah, I did eventually get something for my mom for Christmas. Got her some nice earrings to go with the jewelry box that I got her. I also got my cousin something for his birthday, but on the off chance that he ends up listening in, I'm not gonna say anything. But I hope he likes it. I also got like a wig for potential future costume to go with the hat and staff that I got from the last convention. But that's not relevant right now. Like that's still a work in progress. So yeah, the first panel I went to was convention horror stories. Oh god, it was hilarious. Like accidentally ramming headfirst into one of the musical guests. One of the people being like so blitzed out that they don't even remember or what happened that week. But yeah, then I went to a props and wigs panel, and then later I went to a visual novel panel, anime blogging. Did I stick around for the Maho Shoujo panel? No, I think I skipped out on that one. And then around 10:30, I went to a Super Metroid speedrun demo panel, but I ended up dipping out early because I was starting to get tired. That's like a common thing with this weekend. It's like I have no energy. I also hit up Red Robin for dinner. I was actually gonna try the burnt end something or other burger, but they were out, so I got like the shroom burger like I usually do. But I did try out the caramel apple pie shake. Actually, pretty good. Yeah, admittedly, I was supposed to be watching what I eat, but it's like, okay, back to back convention weekends plus next week is Thanksgiving. Yeah, I think for the month of November, the whole watching what I eat thing is a complete wash. Okay, so Saturday, woke up at around 7 after a night of waking up every give or take every hour or so. It's not like the bed was uncomfortable or anything. It's like it was a little creaky, but other than that, I've had worse beds. Like this one time when we were staying at Crater Lake, the bed at the place we were staying at was so bad, I ended up preferring sleeping on the inflatable mattress. So it's like, yeah, overall it wasn't too bad, and actually, I was surprised the room even had a microwave and a fridge in it. It's like this isn't like a Hyatt or a Hilton. This is the inn at the convention center. This was the cheap option. Mainly because they don't really allow discussion of room sharing, so if I'm gonna get a hotel room, I'm gonna go cheap. I mean, hey, $200 for the 2 nights can't go wrong. Plus, I was on the second floor. That's the floor with the ice machine. Not that I used it, but still, it's a thought that counts. So yeah, wake up by 7:30. I'm ready, and I head over to Denny's for breakfast. And I get the chicken biscuits and gravy meal with a Coke Zero because by that point I really needed the caffeine. Not that it really helped. Uh, but yeah, let's see now. At 9 o'clock, I went to a writing panel. Then for a little bit, I checked out the script reading panel, but like, eh. kind of dipped out. Then went to the VTuber panel in the auditorium. It was a fun one. Then checked out How to Teach Yourself Japanese, followed up by Botan's Book of Yokai. Originally, I was going to go to learning Japanese through anime and manga, but I decided to not do that one and instead go to this nice little place called the Metropolitan Tavern, sixth floor of like the hotel across the street from my hotel. They had a really good happy hour, like for 19 bucks. I ended up with like a nice pizza and with pesto, arugula, mushrooms, and goat cheese, along with some what was it? Truffle parm fries. Really good. But yeah, then I went. Actually, after that, I decided like, okay, now that I know where the karaoke is, turns out karaoke was at the Hyatt across the street from the convention center. I walk over there, and mid crosswalk, my foot falls into a pothole. Thankfully, not too badly. I can still walk, even though it hurts a bit. But yeah, now my ankle hurts and my sock is wet. But okay, that's fine. So I get to the karaoke, and I think they may have been doing like a karaoke contest or something, because open karaoke wasn't open at the time. So I dipped back to the hotel room to, chill for a bit, rest my foot. So, I want to say there was like another panel I did before the last thing, but I want to say around 8-ish, I headed back over to the convention center. I think I just kind of chilled for a bit. Then at 10 o'clock, I got in line for the cosplay lingerie show. No plans to actually, stick it out through like the entire thing. I was just like curious, like, okay, how's this gonna be? I actually, for the small bit I attended, not bad. Wasn't much into like the costume themselves, but like I have to admit, the people that signed up know how to put on a performance. Like that takes skill. Like so, props to them for that. And then finally Sunday, I wake up at 7 again, head over to Denny's. This time I decided to try out the salted caramel banana pancake slam because that just looked really good, and it was. And I had a mango smoothie. So I figured, like, okay, last time Coke Zero didn't really work out. How about something a bit more fruity? Not sure it really helped out, but whatever. It tasted good. Okay. Then at 10 o'clock, I went to the cospaid panel. It was like, okay, all about, okay, what are ways you can get paid for doing cosplay work? Like, how can you make your cosplay pay for itself? Very informative. Then I checked into the Exploring the World of VTubers panel, which is like, I thought it was going to be another informative panel, but from the bit I checked in for, it seemed to be VTuber Jeopardy. So I kind of dipped out of there and then checked out the vendors hall for one last time. So yeah, there was basically like, okay, any last day deals, and like booth that was selling games and consoles had like a buy one get one half off deal going on. But it's like the only thing there I would have probably picked up was the Wii, like 100. But I put it on my wish list, so for all I know, someone already picked that up for me. So yeah. And worst case scenario, oh, if I don't get a Wii for Christmas, I can always just buy one off of Facebook Marketplace. Those Wii's actually go for pretty cheap there. But yeah, then I went to and then a miracle happened right in the middle of the story panel. I was like, oh, I got a couple ideas for like how to proceed with my writing plan. So yeah. And then to wrap things up, I went to Japanese TV commercial celebrating 70 years. Like oh god, the crazy commercials that Japan has, like, ooh. But yeah, like aside from that stuff, I actually met up with some old friends, Anime Patrick and Brony Patrick. One I believe I know from my PCC days, and the other one from the local Brony meetups, or what used to be the local Brony meetups before it kind of fell apart. Also met up. Can't believe I don't remember her name, but like she was like one of the regulars of the Brony meetups as well. Yeah, it turns out in the years since we last saw each other, she's actually moved to. Okay, just double checking to make sure I actually started the video. I did, thank goodness. She's actually moved to my cousin's hometown of Kennewick. So like, okay, that's interesting. One other person that I wasn't didn't plan on meeting at all, and honestly didn't really remember. Also, I don't think I actually got his name. Yeah, apparently ran into a classmate from middle school. Yeah, like he just recognized me, even though I had a face mask on. It's like, what are you? like, like middle school. That's like what 20 years ago. God, I'm old. And like, I was like, oh hey, Colin. It's like, excuse me. But yeah, it was nice chatting. But yeah, I actually went into the convention like a bit cautious because like apparently last year things were a bit sketchy. Like it wasn't well ran. Though I heard apparently that was because like they had a bit of a mass staff exodus because apparently some of the higher ups decided to do a late night vote on something and didn't inform a bunch of the staff members about it. So a bunch of them all just quit. Oh yes, speaking of staff issues and issues that cause like so I actually went to day zero, not for day zero itself, but to get my badge. Because I heard horror stories about like people standing in the registration line for hours just to get their badge. So I get there. It takes about 5 minutes to get from the entrance to the end of the registration line. And about 2 minutes later, I have my badge. I then, I then proceeded to get dropped off at work and spend the next 2 hours sitting on the couch. Because I left at about 1:30. Typically, I don't have to clock in till about 10 till 5. Although this time around they had me clock in around 4 because they needed someone to watch the coat room for the hour. So it's like, okay, hey, I got in an extra hour of work without actually really having to work. So hey, but yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed myself. So it's like, okay, Kamori-Con is staying on the convention playlist. Probably. They announced the convention dates for next year. Like, okay, it was like the 8th to the 10th of November next year. It all comes down to what week they schedule Oricon for. That was the convention from last week. If they schedule it for the following week, that's all good. If they schedule for the same weekend, which hopefully they won't, then there's going to be some issue. Also, I also plan on speaking of conventions. I also plan on picking up my Everfree membership since they're having that whole donation that whole membership drive thing going on to help with fundraising. Like, okay, I should be able to go next year. However, assuming they have one for 2025, like that's a big if, but could be another scheduling conflict because I want to say probably again we don't know the dates for that week for that year for Everfree, but assuming it's around the same time frame, also that month they're going to be having Worldcon in Seattle. This is like the big convention. Like the World Science Fiction Convention. This isn't just like across the state. This is across the world. And different places is bid on it each year. And it'll be in Seattle for 2025. So yeah, like I think my dad's just attending that one or working that one. Probably working, knowing him. Like he is well known in the hospitality side of convention stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if they asked him to work Worldcon. But like I'll be going as well because like I mean it is a huge convention and it's actually nearby that year. So it's like also like I'll have the condo again, so may as well. I won't have to pay for rooming. But it's like yeah, another potential schedule conflict for Everfree that year if they do Everfree that year. But it's like okay, technically not a family conflict this time, but still kind of annoying that it keeps happening. You know? But yeah, that was the oh right, the epilogue. So after that last the Japanese commercial panel, I give Carla a call. It's like, okay, I'm ready for extraction. Did they find you out? No. Like, okay, I'll be at the end of the convention center, and like, she's like, okay, on my way. So half hour passes. Like, okay, a bit strange. Like, usually by now she's gotten to work by then, and that's a bit further out. But hey, it's Sunday, and it's like a convention getting out. Maybe there's traffic. 45 minutes rolls around. Give her a call. No answer. I call my mom. It's like, oh, she okay. So she has already left. It's getting to past an hour now. It's like, okay. And I give my dad a call. I like chat for a bit, and then he informs me that she forgot her phone at home. Because normally it's like when she gets to where she's waiting for me, she gives me a text like, "Oh, I'm here." Yeah, it turns out she was across the street in the parking waiting area at the convention center. Yeah. So I pack up. I get home. Drop my stuff off and chat with my cousin, with everyone else at the apartment for a bit, and then I kind of crash for an hour because like again not sleeping all that great. So I napped for an hour. And it's like I did set an alarm, although like I was half tempted to put a note in the Discord. It's like taking a nap. If I don't respond to the Discord call, it means I am basically just like conked out for the night. Because again, it's like I've just been kind of like in and out of coherency throughout the weekend. But I think I've stabilized a bit, so I should be good. But yeah, like had a great time. Budget was decent. I budgeted myself fairly well. There was like a couple things I thought about maybe picking up on the last day, but then I remembered, oh right, I'm going to SakuraCon in March. I could probably find this stuff over there. Also, a case of like, okay, it would be cool, but how much would I actually use it? So yeah. Ugh. So yeah, that was a convention. Great times. Plan on going next year. And yeah, so how was your week?
I imagine Arnold was in a few of those Japanese commercials.
They did mention him, but the main highlights were Nicolas Cage with a pachinko commercial, and of course Tommy Lee Jones.
Sure. Also that pothole. Was it in the middle of the light rail tracks or on the street?
Uh, on on the street. I mean,
Okay.
it's next to the light. It's next to the light rail tracks, but not quite on the light rail tracks. Also, it was dark and raining at the time, so I'm sure normally I possibly would have noticed it, but with that weather, it's like, yeah, nope.
Okay. Because I know for a fact braking distance for a car is a little quicker than trains, and there's a station close by.
Yeah, yeah, like the station is like right there, so yeah. Actually, fun thing. The my original plan for dinner for Saturday night was gonna be Burgerville. But then, like, just like looking around, like, okay, what even is there to eat around here? And I saw that one place, like, ooh, happy hour and a nice pizza. I'll take that instead. It's like, I mean, I can go to Burgerville anytime, and even then, it's like, I like Burgerville more for the shakes than the burgers. It's like usually I just end up with like the half-pound colossal burger, plain and dry. So it's like two meat patties and some cheese. But, I mean, okay, I could probably keep the lettuce, but like I don't really like tomatoes, so it's like, eh. I am a bacon, shroom, and pineapple burger kind of guy. I don't do like the tomatoes and lettuce and mayo and stuff. Eh.
Sadly, not much luck in terms of getting back into certain things that happened prior to quarantines, lockdowns, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I was trying. Just so happens that this week in particular, when I was apparently wasn't feeling too good. Happened later than I wanted to, but I eventually got that. We eventually got that everything installed. So now we can appropriately keep any visitors too small to climb the stairs downstairs.
Hmm. Okay.
Glad that you glad that you were able to get command upstairs. So that not only could I work on the sheet in small sections, but racism I mentioned also happened. As a representative for if it was normal, I would have gotten to different method to launch it, but but was able to catch it live, so that was pretty good.
Okay.
I will go to the details of that later. I never thought of asking the specs back after your Las Vegas trip, but did you ever notice certain special constructs or whatever?
Special constructs? What do you mean?
Okay, too. In actuality, I didn't see any bridges that might have been detailed in some news reports, but basically they were preparing the streets for a street course race.
Oh, yeah, no, I think it was just like a normal week. So yeah, I didn't really notice anything like that. But again, who knows? Maybe we're just like on like the wrong street to notice or something. I don't know.
Possibly, it would be a bit closer to the scheduling points where they would start bringing up the temporary armcos and grandstands and whatnot.
Right.
But yeah, Formula One Parade Vegas. I had a fun time watching that.
Yeah.
As I said, we'll get into details for that later.
Okay.
that's left now is to try and plan some points of interest accordingly. Mentally prepare myself for later points in this week.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll be able to work around those. But yeah, starting tomorrow, things are going to get just a little bit more interesting.
Yep. Oh, anything else interesting happen? Or should we get into the review, recap, whatever? Part of me wants to call it a recap, but it's I'm trying to avoid doing like the complete recap, so it's like review.
I think we should start by saying that no mini-sode for this week due to
Spoilers.
yeah, similar occurrence to the last time something like this happened.
Yeah, YouTube ponies jumped the gun a bit. Also, before we start with the review, I just want to say that I'm gonna try to set something up for like future away from home podcasts. I'm gonna see if I can't get my audio mixer program to be able to load up on the Steam Deck, and so if I can't connect my old microphone to it, and then kind of work out a setup with that. That way, I have like decent sounding audio, with that, and without having to haul around the old laptop. I mean, let's face it, the Steam Deck is a lot more portable, and like for the spreadsheets and stuff for whatever, I can still use the tablet. So, but yeah, that's a potential future maybe solution for away shows. So, Owl House. Where? So this episode has like two, like the A plot and the B plot. A plot has Luz being excited about being a student at the school, it's like, oh yeah, sports game or whatever. Except because she went to go dress up in the proper school attire, they missed the transportation. It's like, oh darn, and it's kind of far, and we don't have anyone to take us. If only we had a staff. Oh hey, what do you look at that? Ida has a staff. Just borrow that one. We also get introduced to Ida's Palisman in Albert. It's a little owl thing on the top of her staff that comes to life. And those are called Palismans. And from what I've heard of this series, they will be very important going forward. Yeah, this is where the A and B plots kind of intersect. Because, yeah, Ida's kind of having that whole monster transformation issue again. So, King's like, oh no, she is just out. Like, nope, she can't talk right now. But yeah, sure, you could totally borrow the staff. Like, she's nice like that. So so Lewis has Albert and the staff. It's like, oh yeah, let's go, and end up. Mm, yeah, Lewis doesn't have her driver's license and promptly crashes into a tree, and Albert gets hurt and runs off. So it's like, yeah, it's like the topper for the staff, but it's also a living thing and it has feelings. And it's like, oh yeah, this human just took me and used me and like got me hurt for its own benefit. So now Luz has to prove herself like, oh, okay, yeah, I didn't mean to do that and I want to prove myself to you, and has to go through some trials. I won't say what trials, but it does involve a familiar face from previous episodes. Uh, and like we learned things about that character too, and more about like talismans in general and stuff. Meanwhile, with King and Ida, oh yeah, Ida's kind of transforming again, but like only one of her eyes has got all like darkish, her other one's like normal. So it's like, okay, she's semi-coherent, somewhat. I mean, she'll listen to commands, but only sort of. But King was having this bit of a fight with another child at the playground. Like, no, I will be king of the playground. To me, my faithful steed, let's wreak havoc on the unworthy. And that goes about as well as you might expect. Mass panic and animal control gets called in. Yep. So yeah, now King has to rescue Ida from the mess he got her into. And yeah. Yeah, through that we learned that like, the potion isn't quite working anymore. That's not good. So like, ooh, building drama. But yeah, then everyone returns home. Ida notices Albert hanging out with Luz. It's like, wait, so you took her to get ice cream, huh? Horrible lie, but you know what? I'm not coherent enough for this. I'm going to bed. So yeah, now Albert and Luz are pals now. It's like they're friends. Like, Luz proved herself to be like worthy, like a good person and all that. And yeah, it was a fun episode. Uh, Again, try not to get into too many spoilers, because like you really need to watch this yourself because this show is worth the time investment. And yeah, it's like more more world building, slowly building up the drama and stakes. Like, oh, so like it's like oh, Ida Akechi transforms into an owl beast, but don't worry, she has a potion to help fix that. To oh, kind of just randomly transformed partially, and the potion's not as effective anymore. It's like, ooh, this could be an issue in the future. To wherever we happen to go forward in the future from now. Like, I do know, like, something happens at the season finale. Not exactly sure on the details, but I'm sure that'll be a part of it. And yeah, we also see King like putting his need to save Ida ahead of his own desires. So like even King is growing as a person. And well, I swear this is the most coherent I've been all day. Ooh. But yeah, like great episode, good lessons. Like yeah, you can have a friend that you just use for your own benefit, but real friends are worth fighting for. And I'm sure at some point, Lou's being like this really nice person helping others out will end up benefiting her in the end, and and we'll have a Kingdom Hearts moment, and it'll be like my friends are my power, and get like a last minute power up or something. Because that kind of seems on point for this kind of genre. Uh, but yeah, what were your thoughts on the episode?
Given things going around that franchise is not quite done yet, I wonder when they're going to expand into the television realms.
Hmm. Okay. I don't know.
Because it sounds like this would be a nice companionship type of thing.
Yeah.
As a transition to break, just notice the wordplay on the sign.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes you'll come across come across those, best way to describe it, cute when you're angry type moments.
Yeah.
The King has one of those.
Yep.
As a slight sensitive, I'm definitely going to go all the way with one of these kits that King was after.
Yep.
And of course, for the situation, it doesn't matter if it's unintentional. Those colors in any situation could have a meaning of sorts.
Yeah. Also, the animal control guys were like the same guys who were hunting the house back when that was happening. I'm pretty sure they were the same characters. The design seemed familiar.
Did imply something about a job change, so I guess that's a possible connection.
Yeah.
Couldn't help but smirk into those haunted house comparisons, especially since not that long ago I was watching basically amongst the plenty of episodes that I watch every Halloween, the corn maze one is amongst one of them.
Mm.
Looks like Peter tweaks to me. Don't ruin the illusion.
Oh yeah, one other thing I remembered from the convention. There were actually a couple of pony cosplayers in attendance. There was a trio of what was it? Rainbow Factory, Rainbow Dash, Cupcakes, Pinkie Pie, and uh, whatever the Applejack was supposed to be from. I don't know. And guarding the Komori Ball was a Nightmare Moon. I also saw I also saw a Twilight and Rarity wandering around as well. So yeah, the pony fans aren't gone yet. But yeah, I was in line for that thing on Saturday night. I saw the lady sitting down by the Komori Ball door. It's like, wait. purple hair, horn, wings. I was like, Excuse me, possibly silly question, but Nightmare Moon? Yes. And funny thing, I was wearing my Luna hoodie at the time. Yeah, that was fun. Uh, yeah, sorry about the slight off topic thing. I just remembered that whole bit.
Didn't quite remember that much. Like I said, I was couldn't help but remember that moment from one of the episodes that I watched not too long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, like no real issues with the episode. It's all good. And yeah, still no bad or even mediocre episodes. Like it just works. Like
In a way, Todd Howard can only dream. Community rango point, special point. I particularly love the visual gag at that point. Stopped at a crossing of all places.
yep. Okay. So getting into the news. Not sure if this was on the list yet, considering it was it was only posted a couple hours ago. So, Ponyville Center has had a particularly good charity auction this time around that broke $100,000, particularly because of one set of items that they had. Scripts with notes from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic seasons 2 through 9, the Equestria Girls movie, shorts, and holiday specials. It's like, wow, that that is like the holy grail of pony stuff. Just wow. Yeah, apparently they split them up by season and sold them all. Apparently, the Pony Archive is already working on archiving all of it for everyone. So, yeah, hopefully we'll be able to see that in the future. Meanwhile, in some news that you probably won't like, Aardman is running out of clay and only got enough to make the next Wallace and Gromit film. The studio that usually provides them with clay has been shut down.
Oof.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. It'd be kind of silly if they end up shutting down because, like, oh, we're out of clay. Can't do any more movies. At the same time, I wouldn't mind if they did end up stopping after that, just because of how silly of a note it would be on the wiki page. Like, yes, Aardman shut down after running out of clay. Uh, Horrible for the people who work there. It's just kind of like a silly thought, you know?
Not sure how the other studio, studios have will possibly give any particular solution, though. Particular solution. The only thing I can possibly think of at this point is CG.
Maybe it's like it's clay. I mean, unless there was like a particularly special blend of clay, it's like I mean, I can't imagine clay is all that difficult to get. And I don't know much about clay, so I could be wrong. For all I know, clay is one of those limited resources that we're running out of. Yeah.
Just saying, because we actually covered this once. Their Flushed Away movie was all CG for a good reason, but still.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose they could use CG to kind of like emulate the look of clay. I don't know. Maybe. Possible. Anyway, the Xbox 360 store is being shut down for good. Oh no, all of like 2 games on the Xbox 360 that I'd want to play off the top of my head, mind you, like Crackdown and Crackdown 2. Eh. Disney CEO Bob Iger announces Frozen 4 is officially in the works. Wait, Frozen 4? Did I miss out on Frozen 3? Like, was there Frozen 3 already? Because I would think I would have noticed that. Like, how is 4 in the works if we haven't even gotten through? Okay, let me Google this.
I believe it's called early stages when something like this happens.
Huh. From Yahoo News, Frozen 4 is announced. Parentheses. Yes. Frozen 3 hasn't come out yet. uh, so yeah, that's a thing. So, a list of companies that have suspended advertising on Twitter after a media watchdog report found that their ads appeared alongside pro Nazi tweets. Apple, Comcast, Disney, European Commission, IBM, Lionsgate, Paramount, Warner Brothers, and NBC Universal. Dune 2 has been moved up to March 1st. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered includes Lost Levels. Players can play unfinished cut sequences from the game with dev commentary. And No Return Mode, a roguelike survival mode that allows players to play as various Last of Us characters in randomized combat encounters. Okay, that second one actually sounds cool. Kind of like, I mean, it says right there, a roguelike, so that adds this, like, potentially unlimited replayability. My thing is, like, did we really need a remaster, though? Because, like, that came out, like, what? La- this console generation? Hold on. Last of Us 2, PlayStation 4. So, like, only one console generation ago? And considering the current state of, like, game releases for, like, at the very least PlayStation 5, and I was like, most of them are just like, oh, slightly more HD versions of PS4 games. It's like, can't really call the PS5, Xbox Series, whatever, a proper generation. If, like, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, it releases on January 19th. Edgar Wright shares the email he sent to the Scott Pilgrim cast to convince them to return for the anime. Quote, within 3 hours, everybody had replied. Tim Allen wants Toy Story 5 to follow adult Andy trying to find and reunite with all his old toys for his child. Okay, actually, that could work. Like, uh, with the Toy Story sequels, it's like, I mean, the, the story for the toys have already played out. Like, but like switching around, like now it's on Andy. Like, okay, that could work. I didn't thought about that before. Yeah. Christopher Nolan says there's a part of him that's quite keen to move on and maybe do something not quite as bleak after Oppenheimer. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Peter Cullen will be honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award by the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. Oppenheimer borrowed the Oval Office set from Veep after the film's original location for the scene fell through. Ooh. The Knights of the Old Republic remake is reportedly dead. Star Wars fans just can't catch a break with games. Oh. A documentary about the Star Wars Holiday Special releases on December 5th. That that is interesting. I wouldn't have thought that they would even want people to acknowledge the Star Wars Holiday Special.
I mean, of course, the cold reception, things getting warmer, and especially for that part, because to be fair, there have been some. The last rig basically hasn't been well received.
Yeah, that's fair. First teaser for the Ted prequel series has been released. It releases January 11th on Peacock. Harold and Kumar 4 is going to happen. It's really just a matter of time. Venom 3 has resumed filming, as I imagine a lot of other things have, so it's like, yeah. Taika Waititi says his Star Wars film is going to piss people off. It'll be, it'll be dramatic pause. A Taika Waititi film. Hey, yeah, like, in a stunning blow for the weed industry, Snoop Dogg announces that he has quit smoking. Harley Quinn has been renewed for season 5 at Max. Invincible is coming to Fortnite. I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, practically everything has come to Fortnite. Hell, Palpatine's return was in Fortnite. First trailer for What If Season 2 has been released. It premieres December 22nd on Disney+. In addition, apparently they're doing Star Wars What If. So, yeah. Macaulay Culkin will get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on December 1st. Pedro Pascal will officially star as Reed Richards in Fantastic Four. Shadow and Bone has been cancelled by Netflix after 2 seasons. Destin Daniel Cretton has left directing Avengers The Kang Dynasty. We'll focus on Shang-Chi too. First trailer for Madam Web has been released in theaters on February 14th. Which, if you don't know what Madam Web is, it's another Spider-Man spin-off movie. Like, that's a whole thing that they're doing. Yeah,
Got those vibes.
yeah. David Zaslav says the writers were actually right about everything all along, but suggests they're overpaid. Quote, they are right about almost everything, so what if we overpay? I never regretted overpaying for great talent or a great asset. Got the first poster of Pokemon Concierge, releasing December 28th on Netflix. Young Sheldon ends on May 16th, after 7 seasons. Finally! Carl Urban shares that filming on Mortal Kombat 2 has restarted. Peter and Miles will have their first ongoing combined comic series ever titled Spectacular Spider-Man, written by Greg Weisman. Sony/Columbia has debuted their new 100th anniversary logo for 2024. Chris Buck says they will absolutely look into including more 2D animation in their future Disney movies. Taika Waititi says, quote, I know that I won't be involved in Thor 5. I'm going to concentrate on those other films that I've signed on for. Okay. Spider-Verse 2 movie Spider-Verse 2 movie collector's edition includes both movies on 4K Ultra HD, a 7-inch vinyl record, comic book art cards, and a replica of Miles' skateboard. Wednesday Season 2 is expected to begin filming in late April. Iman Vellani says, quote, I'm trying not to give Feige a hard time right now until I get Miss Marvel Season 2. And then maybe I'll email him another 72 questions. I'm taking it easy. If he says MCU is Earth 616, I'll let him believe that. Chris Pratt's Garfield voice has been revealed. I haven't heard it myself, but it's like, is it just Chris Pratt voice or Scott Pilgrim anime is rated TVMA? Quote, we were informed this rating was due to Julie's swearing. We tried to bleep her, but she's too powerful. Yeah, I have heard things about the Scott Pilgrim anime. Like, I won't say anything spoilers because I haven't seen it myself. But it's like, okay. Daredevil Born Again directors Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead say they're on day zero of the series. Quote, we're consuming Daredevil content, not just the Netflix show, but all possible material. We're making our stew of information nice and thick. Okay, doing your research, that's good. First look at Samuel L. Jackson as Garfield's dad in Garfield? What? Huh, okay. Tom Hiddleston says it would be unwise to believe he's done playing Loki. Quote, I have at least twice in my life said goodbye. So I think I'd be unwise at this point to be conclusive about any of it. That is fair. Like, yeah. Denzel Washington will star as Hannibal, the man who attacked Rome atop of an elephant in a film by Antoine Fuqua for Netflix. And now I just imagined a time traveling Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, upon recapping that, I couldn't help it. Push towards there.
And it's like, I mean, when you hear the name Hannibal, what else are you supposed to think? Like, who even knows or remember or knows of Hannibal? Oh, yeah, that guy who attacked Rome. Warner Brothers will now allow the filmmakers of Coyote vs. Acme to shop the film to other potential buyers. A reboot of The Office is not happening. The creator is interested in making a series set in the same universe. But something like the notion of this documentary crew doing a documentary about a different subject. I mean, could work. David Harbour says Stranger Things Season 5 is, quote, a real ending. Stranger Things will end in a very real way. Netflix is going to do spin offs, but the storyline where we started in the lab and Upside Down is one complete story. Got the first trailer for the teaser for the anime. Got the first teaser for the Terminator anime series releasing in 2024 on Netflix. Okay, just gonna open that tab for later. Got a new poster for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. The aforementioned Lost Kingdom is his place in the DC cinematic universe. Okay. John Wick 5 is being written, according to Lionsgate's main film executive. Ooh. Ooh, this ought to be good. The blooper reel for Netflix's One Piece series has been released. More shows need to do this. Blooper reels are amazing. Ray Larson says Samuel L. Jackson is just my favorite, and I'm his second favorite. He's like, of course, anything for my second favorite co-star. And I was like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Who's your first? And he was like, me. David Fincher says Netflix is by far the best quality control in all of Hollywood. You know, we will not save cinema as a culture by restricting home distribution systems, he adds. Okay, so every comic book movie releasing in 2025. Captain America 4, February 14th. Fantastic Four, May 2nd. Superman Legacy, July 11th. Thunderbolts, July 25th. The Batman 2, October 3rd. And Blade, November 7th. Although I have been hearing some people demand that Michael Bay direct the Blade film. Yes, they want a Bay Blade film. I'll see myself out. Uh, Okay.
I haven't heard as to whether or not he was forced into Ninja Turtles, but given his apparent attitude towards Transformers, I wouldn't be surprised if he once again feels forced.
Uh, that was a joke, by the way. Just for like the whole Beyblade thing. Trailer for Sonic Prime Season 3 has been released. The season releases on Netflix in 2024. A special 28-minute Bluey episode will release on Disney Plus and ABC in 2024. Okay. Crunchyroll announces True Beauty anime, streams delusional monthly magazine, Senpai wa Otokonoko, and more anime. Let me see if there's a proper full list. Okay. Also unveiled premiere dates for My Hero Academia UA Heroes Battle Special and the second season of for Tower of God. Also announces the English dubcast for the Solo Leveling anime. Netflix's animated Devil May Cry series release is behind the scenes featurette. Okay, cool. Super Smash Bros. Stopped having in-game CG story cutscenes because they kept leaking before release. I mean, I suppose. Okay, over to the other website. Okay.
By the way, that Applejack you were having trouble deciphering, I dared to dive in, and apparently it's something known as Apple Sleep Experiment.
Okay, I'll assume it was that. But let's face it, the other two got way more attention.
Safe to say both of us don't dive into Grim Dark, but yeah, I couldn't help but wonder what popular Grimdark Applejack was the one that was paired more often with the other two, and
Yeah.
and a few other things.
Yeah.
First rare down for trains, Symbol 4, Blackpool Illuminations. Rainbow Six Siege Marketplace announced. Beta registration starts. I'm kind of surprised you didn't call this one out. Loser Ranger Anime Videos reveals Divine Dragon Rangers cast.
Ah, yes, that.
My mind just went parody when I came across that.
Yep.
Garbage House is unveiled for second issue of Kentucky Roller Derby. Preview pages for Big O 5, G519.
Columbia Classics Volume 4 collection has been announced and includes the entire Starman TV series as a bonus. Said it is set to include, at least these are the highlights. His Girl Friday, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, Kramer versus Kramer, Starman, Sleepless in Seattle, and Punch Drunk Love. Each film is presented in 4K resolution with Dolby Vision high dynamic range, and 5 of the films have all new Dolby Atmos mixes. And given that it's a collection. Oh, yeah.
There's no 4-pack of Melted G for ponies. Hopefully that'll make its way to the States eventually.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Apparently, yesterday was the Land Before Time 35th anniversary.
New looks at Sonic Rise 3, Season 2 release January 11th. Logan first work. Craig for the Creek. Coming to the Cartoon Network. Gotta see if Nick Morales works. Upcoming cartoon. Very close to completion. Ten-minute district ends, and David Harbour gets a call to begin filming the final season for Stranger Things. first for iron claws, second from carrying out the points. Here's Dickinson. Second.
Xenoblade, Xenoblade Continuation trademark has been filed by Nintendo in Japan, so new Xenoblade game? We'll see. Apparently, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will have a dynamic difficulty option. There was also apparently a new region and some character screenshots.
Got looks at Zuko and Aang for the live action Avatar Last Airbender series.
Turok 3 Shadow of Oblivion remaster has been delayed to November 30th. A lot of game news.
So another one for Stephen at that Vegas race. Lewis Hamilton was in the top 10. Holly's Funeral Spring, it's Christmas Meadow, Christmas Market. Everything's down there, so notice about ACBKC. Yeah. Of course, the train is scheduled for the 9th and 10th. Calendar electrification milestone reach. Final pole installed. Wi-Fi to be added to Polybury Express, Ontario, Northland. Restoration begins on Sir Frederick Pile, 34058. Cumber's Celtic to purchase White Pass diesel. Amtrak vehicle proposal for through Chicago Toronto service revealed. East Bar Top announces Christmas culinary event. Lake Pepin moved to route excursion management. New paint scheme for Tri-Rail. Longer Explorer scheduled for December in Canberra. Loves inherits trust, making progress and setting plans. And our condolences this week going towards the friends family of Cut the Doke. Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing. Championship Off-Road Extreme E. Kevin Turin. Unreal Weight of Massive Talent. Euphoria. Eleanor Otto. Resi Riveter. Seal. Beta. LGBT activists. Work all week. Race Cup Sprint 2014 winner. Terry R. Taylor, Sports Editor, Associated Press. George Floyd Brown, Hall of Fame drummer, Cool the Gang, songwriter, Celebration. Bussary, Hall of Fame jockey. Susan Shepard, Sopranos, Goodfellas, Requiem for a Dream. Brian Sampson, Bathurst 1000 winner, 75. Hiroshima Marie, Heath of X Japan. Rich Castell, poster artist, Empire Strikes Back, Jaws. Ongoing list of victims. Two different crises abroad. Won't speak yet. And the second of two big ones. Squire, Motorsports broadcaster.
but yeah, like as a fan of X Japan, like that one in particular, oh, that hurts. Uh, how much is how many are left of the original group? And two, so only two members left of the original set. Ugh. Or that have at least stayed with. Oh no, wait, no, nine. Well, yeah. Apparently, there's an unreleased studio album, so like it potentially come out. But yeah, so I plan to rest up tomorrow. It's like, okay, con recovery day. Tuesday, maybe I'll see about doing a stream. Although, although it's like, okay. Actually, I could also do a stream on Wednesday because I only work on Thanksgiving this week. But I get time and a half, so then, that's all good. Uh, yeah, maybe see about doing some more Pokemon streams. I still need to schedule the releases of the videos. Like I was gonna do that, but then it's like back to back conventions. It's like you know what? I'll tackle that when I'm done with all of that stuff. Eh, yeah. Hopefully I can finish up with red version soon, and then I can start speeding through blue. I'd also start streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. So we'll see about that. Yeah.
Partial relaxing for me on the post-convention Mondays, but during during another season, I will also try to catch up on whatever action I will have had to miss because of the convention.
Yeah. And like I'm pretty sure I'll be good for. Theoretically, I should be good for next Saturday. But once December kicks into full gear, like, ooh, it'll be crazy. Yeah, because I have the usual work schedule plus like 2 Saturdays, a Sunday, 2 Tuesdays, and a Monday. So yeah, I'm not gonna be getting much done next month.
Should be okay as well. I got a few unrelated things to juggle though, so it could be a bit tricky, but I'll give the word if we'll need to. Shift
Yeah,
date.
that's fine.
And if I schedule correctly, we'll have quite a bit to get into for next week. And then we'll see how December plays out.
Yeah.
Into which stay safe, stay well, good luck, skip rested, pray, and hopefully